social media reaction genre, silly comments are considered especially heinous. At Dear Woke Christian, the dedicated content creators who investigate these horrible comments are members of an elite squad known as the Dusty Comments Unit. These are their stories.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And the Thornton Township special meeting is actually getting started in a moment. Chris Gonzalez is talking with a couple of other YouTubers. Critical Smoker is hosting this stream, so let's hear what they're talking about. Let's go.
Work. I don't know the logistics of, how making it work, how that would happen.
Yeah.
That's not my area,
I mean, this way is not too far off, but again, it's segregating the people that want to be in the room to actually hear and handle the business. So from that perspective, it's like you said, it's a catch-22.
It is, no, definitely.
The ones that's not a part of the drama, not a part of the BS, they have every right to be in the room.
Oh, exactly. That's what I said. That's exactly.
Vivian, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can see it.
So that's what, like I said, so it's kind of fluid.
And there should be a quorum tonight, right?
Yes. My understanding is there will be, yes.
Do you know if is Tiffany calling in or she's
I
gonna?
don't know yet. Yeah, I heard it.
That was my next question.
Yeah, I really don't know. I've heard different things. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard.
And so the public is downstairs in that usual room. Okay. And so it seems like it's working?
That was one that we were just talking about,
Yeah.
some of those things,
Okay.
some of the logistics of it.
Is it a light?
Not my area, but,
Upstairs.
because that's, if for some reason somebody wants to make a public comment,
Yeah.
and it's not working, once again, not ideal, but we would bring them up one at a time.
Bring them up one at a time, okay. Yeah, but it should work. I mean, it's basically like
Yeah.
it's a city link or it's a live stream.
That I'm not sure, but anyways, that would be the idea behind that,
Yeah, okay.
Because there's been other times where it hasn't worked, where we
Right.
couldn't hear or they
Yeah,
couldn't hear us.
StreamYard.
Yeah, so like I said, those.
And
I'm
not even the
computer-
paid version of StreamYard.
See, I'm not a computer
never heard of
person,
it.
so
I've
I don't
never
know
heard of
about all
StreamYard.
that stuff. Yeah, that stuff gets me
Shout out
lost.
to Stream.
StreamYard is for what YouTubers use a lot to do, like interviews and stuff like that.
Okay.
With people that are not.
Be honest, I've
on the
never even
same
heard of
room.
it, so that's
But
just you
the
were on that.
agenda, I mean, the closed session is gonna be short.
It should be. Yeah, it won't be probably super short because we got a few different items that we've got to talk about, so.
Right.
It won't be long, but I don't think it'll be super short either.
An hour for everything, you think?
I'm hoping.
Okay.
We're out there, I'm hoping, yeah, definitely, I'm hoping so.
How you been since everything?
Good, not too bad, just like a lot of,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a lot, just trying to,
Yeah.
figure things out, and,
Shout
do
out
the
to
basic
Billionaires
business
25,
plus all the extra, kind of stuff, so yeah.
Hoodie
It's been a challenge, but we're getting through it.
Yeah, so who's up here? Is this all me?
Yeah, my understanding is, I don't know if we're gonna.
Yes, limited public.
Hey, everybody that's just jumping in. We just, the Thornton Township, let me mute that for a second. The Thornton meeting should be starting in about 15 minutes, so jump on up in here. You cannot hear me. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Here, I'm gonna mute the, can you hear me real quick? What is it? All right. Can you please let me know? You said, oh, you can hear me. Okay, cool. I don't know what the problem was. Sorry about that. So the Thornton meeting should be starting in about 15 minutes, give or take. And it's probably going to be a short meeting. I don't think it's going to be super long because they only have to finalize the budget. I think they're going to talk about two employees that were put on administrative leave. I think that's what I'm understanding, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. And then depending on how long it is, we'll chop it up a little bit. And I do want to talk about this, what's going on with this US aid situation. Seems to be pretty interesting. So I'll talk about that if you all would like to, or I was going to do a stream about it a little later, one or the other. All right, we got Chris here. I see Vivian in the building, and that is it. I don't see any other faces. I don't know why they moved it upstairs. That seems so inefficient. And this is Critical Smoker stream, of course. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna show up. There's no reason for it too. There's no reason for her to show up, so I don't suspect that she'll be in the building. But we'll see. We will see for sure. And I want to thank y'all for popping in. Thank you so much. Please make sure you hit that like button on your way in. What's going on, Columbus, Georgia? Good to see you, Lady Blankenship. Okay, so it's supposed to start at 4:05. No, it's supposed to start at 4 o'clock on the dot. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's going to do a revised budget. That's all they're supposed to be talking about today. It's just a revised budget, so I don't suspect that it'll be a super long meeting. But we shall see. Did he sneak up on her? Because she ain't see that big old man right there.
All right, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna hear me too much. I'm plugging in my external mic.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is fun. I enjoy this. Wow. Well, we'll be praying for you for sure, Blankenship. Keep us posted. There we go. Old school been in Chicago. Y'all had an ice storm up there today. So now we at least got one more police officer than we had the other day.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check. Can I get a sound check, y'all?
Let me tell him real quick. All right. You know what? I gotta.
I know you might be sitting down. Wish you could.
Well, they told me that somebody might be sitting in this chair because I sat here
I
last
know,
time.
you can't sit right here. And they don't want you behind them either. So,
Man, why you messing with him? He wasn't bothering you.
nice spot, so you might have to.
I just dipped back.
Yeah, as long as you just dip back and not get them their space, because I don't want nobody to say it. Appreciate you, boss.
They know me.
He wasn't bothering him. That dude just wanted something to do. Now, shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and get these likes up. Let's see where we are so far. All right. It's looking good. It's looking good. We're getting those likes up. Those likes are looking good. I love it. I love it. All right, put in the chat. Do you think Tiffany's going to show up today? What's up? What's up? You think Tiff's showing up? Yes, no, maybe so. Is Tiff showing up?
Hello, Dad. Welcome.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let me start a poll for y'all.
Okay. And that's the part I just know that's something going on with it. You know, that when it came to that. Yeah, that part I don't know.
All right, here we go. Poll is up. Answer, please. And thank you so much for everybody liking the video. Looks like we have about 60 folk in here, about 25 likes, so I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Appreciate y'all. Y'all don't believe Tiff's gonna show up? Okay, who we got? Look at all them camera crews already, man. There goes, I don't know that black man. He's on the news. He always be dressed in super fly. I don't know his name. Is that him? Yeah. He on WGN. Shout out to him. And why did they put them? The camera crews take up all the room up in here. What was the purpose of this? I know you don't do it for the camera crew. I got you. But still, like, there's going to at least be 3 more cameras in there. Somebody got an iPad on a tripod. Man, that's serious. Yo, shout out to Critical Smoker. He got a new lens, I think it was, or some new software. His camera looks really crisp. There we go. Stephanie Wiedemann in the building. I see you. Jermonte, come on. That's it. That's it. Yeah. The trustees call the meeting, Peter. So, I mean, I guess you don't have to be here. It's a special meeting. But so here's something I want to propose to you all. I just think it's really interesting. I'm going to just lower the audio just in case they say something. All right. Is it weird to you that Napoleon Harris is running for supervisor of Thornton Township and we've never seen him at a meeting? Is that strange to y'all, or is that just me? I've never seen Napoleon. Like, it's very possible Napoleon Harris is going to win this Thornton Township election, unless Tiffany gets a miracle happens with a write-in candidate. Why does he never show up? Why is he not there? So that's my first question. Just something to think about. Coming up. So that's my first question. But then also, remember, Thornton Township is made of 17 towns, right? 17 towns. And we see one mayor all the time, and that's Tiffany. What about the other 16 mayors? Are they not equally affected by all this chicanery? Why don't they come to the meetings? And maybe they do. Maybe I don't know all the 16, but I don't think they come. So why don't the mayors come and, advocate for their towns? And why is Napoleon Harris not here? I've never seen him at a meeting. So that was just my little thought, my little question I've been thinking about today. They're also having a closed session for employees. That would be funny. That would be a very, very ironic situation. Napoleon doesn't want to muddy the water. He's in the background for now. I know, but don't you want to demonstrate, let people know? Hold on, this thing. I thought my camera's out of focus. Oh, I got my Clean House 2025. Shout out. A little bias reporting going on over here at Whitaker Park. Okay, I just think that he should at least show up, at least let people know his name. Let them see you in the building, so on and so forth. I don't know. It just seemed like it would be a good look. That's all I'm saying. That would be funny, though. He's not going to come up until she's gone because he doesn't want to deal with her foolery. Yeah, but why doesn't he come to here? He could come to this. He knows she's not going to be here. He could just show up for this. I don't know. It just seemed like to me, if you want to show leadership in this particular, especially in this situation, at least show hey, I'm here. Here's at least address the people. There goes the young lady from the Lansing Journal. I told y'all there are going to be at least 3 more cameras. They ain't playing. Let me turn this volume back up. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Shout out to Vivian over there. See? Okay, see, if he came, nobody would be asking this question. Nobody would be asking this question. Is Napoleon Harris a real person? Yes, he's a real person. He's a real person. But I got your point, though. I see what you're saying. What do you say here? JC says the other mayors don't have drama like Tiff, but the drama that's going on in Thornton Township does impact them to some degree, shape, or form, maybe a very little or a whole lot. So, it does impact them, though. Yeah, at least show your face. Just show your face. Hey, everybody. Then, vote for me. I'm coming in to rescue you in a couple weeks. Holla back. And then that's it. He does need to make his presence known. That's all I'm wondering. I was thinking about it why doesn't he show up? Because, this is like fish in a barrel, right? It's pretty much a shoe-in. Unless something else happens, he's pretty much going to win. So why not go in there and you ain't got to do an end zone dance, but at least let the people know who you are so they know who they're voting for. Because, I mean, at the current moment, now granted, his name is going to be the only one on the ballot if I'm understanding it correctly. So it's a shoe-in. But still. He really exists, Karen. Y'all stop, Karen. Stop. He's a real human. We saw him at the Raucous Caucus. He exists. But see, I think we need to see him now. That's what I think you're saying, I'm saying. He needs to show up right now. The trustees represent the residents under the different mayors, right? I think so, but there's 17 towns. Like, why aren't the mayors? Because even with like the budget issues that are going on, because remember, Lori Lightfoot alluded. Thank you so much, Sylvester. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Silver. Please forgive me. Lori Lightfoot alluded that there's some shenanigans going on in Thornton in her Dalton report. She didn't say it outright, but she just kind of alluded that there was some things, some shenanigans, some chicanery happening in Thornton. Well, that impacts the other 16 mayors. In my mind, the other 16 mayors should have been like pitchforking it. Like, wait, what's going on here? Like, hold on. But they're not. And I just wonder why they're not making more noise or at least showing up at the board meetings. It just seems like, because a lot of the people, and I could be wrong, it looks like a lot of the people that we see in these meetings are Dalton people. I'm not certain that they're not, was it Calumet and Riverside and Harvey? I'm just trying my best. I'm an undocumented resident, okay? Don't get on me, people. Don't come at me. But where are the people from these other counties or other towns? And where are the mayors? Why are the mayors not showing up saying, hey, we got some questions or whatnot of that nature, at least to show solidarity in these meetings? That's all. I honestly don't think the township has as much money as you think they do. I also don't think that the township has as much money as they think they do. I don't know either. I don't know. That's a great point, Bam. I don't know. I don't know. I'm over making it up. Have we hit 100 likes yet? Because I'm going to drop some memberships. Oh, get my likes up. Oh, man, we got 115 people in there. Come on, there we go. We got 50 likes. We can get closer to 100. Let's do it.
No, it was working through the speakers up here.
Okay, so back over here.
When he did testing, and he was talking downstairs, we could hear it.
Tiffany gonna come in and say, call the roll. She might show up. It might be luck. I'm gonna scorch the whole earth. But I just thought that was something. I was thinking about that earlier today. I was talking with another content creator. I said, why doesn't Napoleon show up at the board meetings or the trustee meetings? Like right now would be a great time for him to show up, especially since the reason they're having this discussion has been because of poor leadership around the budget. So if he came in there, again, he's going to potentially be the next. Oh, wait. They have a screen downstairs, too. You see that on the screen? Big screen, big screen. They have a camera downstairs. That's the boardroom that they're usually in on the right-hand side. It says Thornton Township Public, Thornton Township Board. Shout out to StreamYard. That's interesting. Okay. So I guess people are going to be able to go downstairs and watch it? Sit downstairs? That's going to be interesting. I wonder why they're doing it like that. That's very interesting. Okay. But since the issues that they had, thank you so much, Miss Mandy. Yes, we hit 35,000 subscribers, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Matter of fact, you know what? We got to celebrate. I'm going to drop me some memberships. We're going to do that right now. We're going to do it at this moment while it's on my mind. There you go. 5 new people, 5 new gang members being dropped into the gang. Shout out. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the gang. Make sure you go to the community post and the members community post and join our Discord. Looking at my poll that I asked, do you think Tiffany's coming? 61% of y'all said no. 29% of you all said yes, she is coming. She gonna show up. But then a shocking 10 of y'all said, call the roll. Call the roll. I love it. I love it. Let's look at this. Thank you again, Mandy. I appreciate that. All right, let's make this thing happen. Let's go. Let's go. That woman ain't showing up. Too embarrassed unless she brought more backup. I got you. All right, that's the third police officer. Okay, that's the third police officer I've seen today. All right, let's see what we got. Welcome to the new members. Congratulations. Welcome. To answer last week's question, they also may be formally adjourning last week's meeting. Oh, that's a great point. I thought they already adjourned it, but maybe they aren't. Maybe they will. It's a very good point, Steve. Activists become extremely corrupt when they get in power. To me, I think activists really need to consider, wow, they got 3 police officers in there. Okay, there we go. Really need to consider their roles in these political discussions. But we'll see. So apparently there's only citizen journalists, and the trustees in this. And all the others are downstairs, apparently. That's what I'm understanding. Call the roll. I'm with you, Foxy Meme. Call the roll. Riverside, Harvey, Thornton, Calumet City, Lansing, South Holland. Where you at? I hear you. I guess the better question is, where's Napoleon at? All right, so there's Carmen right there, of course. I don't know this young lady in the blue jacket right here. I've seen her on the news, though. I've seen her. I don't know her name, but I've seen her on the news. And of course, we got Chris Carlisle in the building. We got Stephanie Wiedemann in the building. The clerk is there. I think everybody's there, except that older woman. I forgot her name as well. What's going on? Anthony Hood up in here. Good to see you, man. Grace and peace, brother. I appreciate y'all stopping through, y'all. And again, I want to say thank you very much. Big screen. I want to say thank y'all so much for supporting the channel, for jumping into the live chat, for hitting the like button, all that kind of good stuff that you all do. It means a lot. It shows me that you get some value out of this, and I'm just glad. I'm overwhelmed that you all like hanging out with me and finding out and listening to what I'm rambling about. So appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Let's get back over here so we can see what's going on. Yeah, the citizens are downstairs. I still think they should add it downstairs. Peter said, top flight security, day, all grown up. There you go, top flight security.
Legal counsel, acquisition of real property, matters pending probable or imminent litigation.
No, and that's something true. Shout out to Miss Mandy. You know, as much as we give Tiffany a hard time, and rightly so. Oh, she's on the Zoom call. Yeah, if y'all look on the screen, sorry about that, Mandy. Let me go big screen. If you see her on the screen, can I zoom in? I think I can. I cannot. Let me try to zoom in here. All right, if you notice on the screen right here, you got the township boardroom, township public, and right here it says Tiffany something. I don't know what it says, but it says Tiffany. Oh wow, that's crazy. So she's coming in on the Zoom link. Wow. Okay. So everybody who said she wasn't showing up, I guess technically, what do we do? Are we giving y'all credit for that? The people who said that she wasn't coming? Because my poll question. That's somebody in the background behind the camera. Or you mean me? Okay, so my poll question was, will Tiffany show up? I mean, technically she showed up. She's on the camera. Oh, wow, that's crazy. So she did show up, I guess technically. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. That might be my thumbnail. Tiffany shows up at a board meeting. All right. So I don't know. They said they're gonna start at 4 o'clock. I'm sorry. Yeah, 4 o'clock their time, 5 o'clock my time. They look like they're a little behind. She ain't show up in person, so you're not gonna give it to her, Rosa? You're not gonna give it to her? Okay. I think she should be there. Just like I think Napoleon needs to show up. In my opinion, Napoleon needs to be there. There you go. No problem. Thank you for being a wonderful supporter. Call it 50-50. She showed up on Zoom, but not actually there. I'll give it to her. Oh, was that her back there hiding? Who was that? Uh-oh. Let's see. Come on, Tiff. Throw us for a curve tonight. Come on. I don't think she should be able to be there personally. I think she should have to be there in public, in person. Tiffany ain't been heard from in a minute. That's true. I don't know who this guy is in this green jacket either, by the way.
But if y'all look at this camera right here, this where that little black part is, that's gonna be the downstairs. That way you can see who's actually in the camera.
She did. That's true. I am too. I am too. Me and Miss Mandy thinking alike. Like, why don't she have a picture of her? She have her picture on everything else. Why don't she have her picture on that? So she's still the mayor of Dalton, right? But this is for Thornton Township, so I think it's gonna be wild. She should be in the house in order for people to see her true self. I agree. I'm surprised there's no cardboard photo standing over there in the corner or seat. I agree. I'm just surprised she doesn't have a logo or like her picture as her avatar for, like I haven't, what I have, I got my avatar right there. I need to put a picture of myself up there. I'll put a picture up there later. She in survival mode. She probably had a job interview because she gonna need a job. You know what? That's a good question. What kind of job what kind of job, being for real, what kind of job could Tiffany Henyer apply for now? Like, what do y'all think? What kind of job could she apply for? There's almost 200 people in this chat. Let's go, let's keep it, PG, everybody. Come on. Let's keep it PG. But what kind of job could she apply for? What kind of business could she start or work could she do? What would you have her doing? Girl, see, right off the bat, Rosa, I can't even mess with you. Rosa. Work welfare. Okay. Are you sure she would be on welfare or would she work like in a welfare office? I totally believe that, Steve. There's no doubt in my mind. She has not socked away money. There's nothing but love, only love. Reality TV, for sure. Absolutely. Deja vu showgirl. You wild. A madam. Y'all are wild. McDonald's with Kamala. Why are you people like this? I don't think she can run a restaurant. I don't think so. Oh, wait, who's that? Oh, wait, who's that? Maybe. Can somebody search real quick? Who is the That's the lawyer. That's not Tiffany Henyard. Oh, that's the lawyer that the election board lawyer. Oh, that's not Tiffany. Never mind. Oh, her name is Tiffany too? Oh, see, that's what I thought. They got a lot of lawyers in here, man. I'm sorry. Hey, but for real though, I think Tiffany could do reality television for sure. I hate to say it, but I think she could do a talk show, like a gossipy TMZ type of stuff, world star hip hop stuff where you're just getting into talking about gossip and such like that. I think she would probably do pretty well at it. I'm not even being funny. She probably, I know y'all not gonna like this. She probably wouldn't be a bad radio host. Kind of like what Cleopatra. She's gonna need some speaking classes. She's gonna need some speaking classes. But after that, she probably wouldn't be a bad host. I ain't gonna even lie. But prison librarian is on point for sure. That one's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. But like a show kind of like where there's not a lot of decorum, NGL, where there's not a decorum, you can just kind of be ratchet. I think she probably would do well at that. I don't think so. I just can't imagine her dealing with somebody in a sensitive position like that. Unless you're talking about like the nurse for like a tree, like tree nurses, an arborist, then that might be different. But I wouldn't want her taking my blood. No, ma'am.
Turn right, then turn right.
Yeah, like she could argue with people. Got like an argumentative, 4-hour just rant session. She could probably do. Who said Lil Wayne? Can't stand you. Real Housewives of the Hood. I mean, see, I think reality TV. Of course, besides her going to jail, I think reality TV. Girl, bye. There is no way. Oh, I gotta try that out. Hold on one second. Because you know what I think she needs to do?
You going to jail?
Everybody,
You going to jail?
get started.
Meeting start. Let's go. So Tiffany did not show up. So technically, you all are right. She did not show up.
Okay, update. Thought we lost you for a second. Okay, we would like to call the Thornton County Board of Trustee meeting for Thursday, February 26th to order, please.
February 26th.
4:18 p.m. Trustee Gonzalez,
Present.
Trustee Carlisle,
Present.
Trustee Wiedemann. Present.
Okay, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Trustee DWC, present.
Pledge allegiance to the flag.
Is the flag out the window? It is.
Before we get started, I know we missed putting public comment on here, but I would like to make a motion to add public comment at this time.
I'll second. Okay, roll call for Trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Assistant Attorney, I have a question. Because Trustee Gonzalez is running the meeting, do we have to make a motion to appoint him as the chair?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make the motion to appoint Trustee Gonzalez as the chair for the meeting today, Thursday, February 6th, 2025.
I'll second. Trustee Carlisle?
Yes.
Trustee Wiedemann?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Motion passed.
All right, thank you. Yes, if I could, it was a mistake that public comment wasn't put on the agenda. However, obviously, we do want to hear any of the public who wishes to make a comment. We could do so now. But like I said, it was an error, not something that intentionally was done. So we could go ahead and do that now and then, proceed.
She's fine.
Okay. All right, also, since we got a minute or so, as you can see, we're missing a few people, but that's okay. So it may be a little messy as far as just getting going. But, we've got some business to do. We'll take care of that, and hopefully it won't be a long meeting. And we'll take it from there.
I don't know how well it would do, but she can
Okay,
do that
so
for sure.
Somebody signed up for a public comment, so we'll move on.
No public comment?
First, the next item is old business. Under old business, we have two items.
So I have a question about these items. Are we just discussing the items tonight? And then we'll make, a decision at a later date, just for discussion purposes?
Yeah, that was my understanding as well, that put them on for discussion, and then we'll take a vote at a later time. So do we want to, how do you guys want to do it? Do we do first and second, and then any discussion, or do you just want to leave it for the closed session?
If I may, you can do a motion just to call it for discussion.
Mm-hmm.
If the board does not intend to take any action on it, the agenda item listed on the agenda does allow for action to be taken, but if the intention of the board is simply to have the discussion, that is allowed. Just do a motion to call the item for discussion, have that seconded, and then begin the discussion.
Okay. And then after that, we could, whatever action, meaning whether it be tabled or whatever, we could do that after the discussion on both items, or?
Correct. If you wanted to table it to the next board meeting, you can certainly do that, or to some other date certain, or just table it indefinitely. Obviously,
Okay.
I think you guys want to have it on the next board meeting, or board meetings somewhat near future. So, that would be a suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll make a motion, to discuss the revised 24-25 budget for general assistance. Ordinance number 24009. Sorry.
Second.
Okay, so one thing I do want to discuss, one of my biggest
She's got to
things.
call the roll.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm making.
Yeah, call a roll. Yeah, call a roll.
Okay, trustee Weideman,
Yes.
trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
Supervisor Pro Temp Gonzalez.
Yes.
And if I may, just to be clear, that is not a motion and an adoption, but it's just for discussion.
It was a motion to discuss.
Yes.
So, I just wanted to give the public this opportunity to see an accurate budget. The revised budget that they're proposing is on the township website. If you go, in the upper right-hand corner to the drop-down bars, there's a drop-down there that says financials. If you click on that, all three of the budgets that are being proposed are listed there. I have been working, I've had some emails, some back and forth with the finance director, who has been answering questions and, things along those lines. So for me, this was more an opportunity for the public to have a view of what is being proposed, and then have, although it may be a small time frame to ask questions, to still be able to ask questions and kind of have an understanding of what's happening here. So, everybody, we know, during public comments, there may not be answers, but I do have an email address. I would always be more than willing to answer questions. So I'm available at any time.
Any other discussion?
So now we make a motion to table item 1.
If that's the action.
So, sorry, correct, yes.
Yeah.
I was
Alright, so I'll make the motion to table the adopted revised 2024-2025 budget until to a later date.
I'll second.
Okay, trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
trustee, it's Wiedemann, right? Trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
and supervisor pro tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
I'm sorry, one quick question. When was that tabled till? I couldn't hear.
You said until, she just said until a later date.
Okay, thank you.
Is that okay? We're able.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah, you guys should just put it on
Yep.
a future agenda. It gives you a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, correct, 'cause the meeting's next week, so I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't want to box.
Another meeting
ourselves
next
in
week?
that.
Good gracious.
Yeah, definitely.
Understood.
I would like to make a motion to table the budget for general fund, budget number 24010, until a later date.
Second?
Trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
The world is
trustee
that?
Carlisle,
Yes.
supervisor pro tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
That motion passed.
All right, next item on the agenda is closed session.
I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session.
Second?
Do I have to say the to discuss thing, attorney? Should I include that? Yeah, okay.
I'd like to make a
Jesus.
motion, you have to do a motion for closed session.
To
What is
go into
going
closed
on?
session to discuss hiring, discipline, performance, compensation, and the dismissal of certain personnel, legal counsel, real estate matters pending probate or imminent litigation.
Oh my gosh. All right, so they're supposed to be firing Kamal and Michael, the other guy.
Yes.
Trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
supervisor pro tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
Okay, we're going into closed session at 4:28.
Okay, what does closed session mean? Y'all just sitting right there. All right, she got her Duncan. Where they going to?
Yes.
I did not see that door over there. Okay, so, all right, shout out. Y'all are crazy with,
I'm going to Kirk.
here, I'm gonna mute that just a little bit. Let me lower it down. Just in case Critical Smoker says something. Y'all are crazy when I ask you what kind of job could Tiffany hold down. Y'all are wild. They're supposed to, last week they put Kamal and I forgot the other gentleman on paid leave. I think they're going to work on just firing them today. So that's what that is. We'll see in a second. I don't know if a second, but we'll see when they get back in for sure. But thank y'all so much, man. It's about 182 of y'all in here. Thank you so much for rocking with us. We are watching the Thornton Township Trustees special meeting. And what's going on, Mandy? What's happening, friend? How are
Sorry,
you?
you might want to close out of that. You two get spicy about private meetings.
Okay, not a
All
problem.
right. Uh,
All right, appreciate it. So, are they back? That's wild. Okay, so no, but I appreciate y'all. It looks like about 180 y'all in here. I appreciate it. Now, you all are pretty wild when I ask y'all what could. Yeah, William Moore. Thank you so much. I'm having a rough day. When I ask y'all what could Tiffany do as a work, yeah, it is civil. I told y'all, man, she's a chaos queen. She be bringing truckloads of chaos with her. She just likes chaos. I hope, I hope Leotis has some Newport saved up. Y'all are wild. Okay. Oh, that's her name. That's her name. Tiffany Nelson Jarkowski. That's her name. I thought it said Tiffany. I don't know. I was thinking it said Tiffany in here, but that's it. So that's the lawyer that has been in the that was in the election discussions that they were having last week and the week before that. Yeah, she would definitely need a ghostwriter for sure. There's no question about that at all. None whatsoever. Welcome, welcome. In my opinion, IMO. Welcome, brand new member. Shout out. Thank you so much for joining us. So at first, they had the cameras on for the room where the brawl happened. Is it that no one showed up? That's why they turned it off. That's a good question, Rosa. I'm thinking that's probably what happened. Because it didn't look like anybody was down. It does look like a lot of people are here. Kind of getting that vibe that there's not a lot of people here, but I could be wrong. Biden Family Financial Advisor. I mean, that could be a good job. I mean, it's a possible. It's a possible. I'm gonna stick with, for real, a talk show host or reality TV. I mean, reality TV has done a number on people, so I'm gonna go with that. But all right. So at the current moment, they're still waiting for the closed session to end. The important journalists and cameramen are just kind of sitting around, chilly most coast to coast. When this is over, I do want to get into shifting gears totally and talk about the U.S. aid discussion. It seems like a lot has been going on with that, and I would love to hear what you all think about it. So it's possible. It depends on how long this is. We can maybe take a little break for a second, jump back in. I got that ready, queued up to hear what you all are thinking about it, and we can talk about it for sure. With this USA stuff going on, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine the amount of, I mean, truth be told, I mean, let's just tell the truth. She's going to probably be on a lot of different radio shows, a lot of interviews, so on and so forth when it's all said and done. And we're going to probably see a lot more Tiffany Haynier than we probably want to see. Let's just tell the truth. And by the way, I did drop her link to her Facebook page because on there she has all of her other social medias, and you can see like her Twitter and her Instagram and all that stuff. Some of them are privated, but you can see all of hers in there. Let me just make sure I drop it again just in case I didn't do it again. Yeah, here it is right here. All right. A DEI film advisor for Netflix. You wild. And funny, by the way. So they're still in closed session. I forgot the name of it that quickly. And we will definitely see what happens. But it looks like so far the meeting has been very tame. As many people have said, it's been very tame. And I don't know if there was a big push, a big interest in people being here. So I think that might have been another reason why they didn't have it downstairs, because it would just been all that space wasted. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for sure. And I'll definitely be looking for people. And the people I usually follow have not commented that they're there, so I don't think many people came. All right, what we got here? And I do want to say thank you also. I dropped a video on this alleged pastor that did that stunt at Target, and because they're boycotting Target, where he went through the store filling up shopping carts and then told the woman, after the woman rang everything up, said he doesn't want to buy it and walked out. Y'all have really been liking that video. So I really want to say thank you so much for checking it out. Thank you so much for adding your comments and commentary to it. It looks like the overall consensus of people can see that that is not the proper behavior, which is great. I think a lot of people see it for what it is. It's complete and utter chicanery. So I appreciate it. If you're not familiar with what's going on with that, there's a pastor, I'm using that term loosely, here in Atlanta that has called for a boycott of Target because Target doesn't support DEI initiatives that they think they should support. And so another guy, I want to say he's in Oklahoma. Somebody told me where the guy was. And needless to say, he filmed himself going to Target, again, filling up the shopping cart full of stuff. It's about $2,300, $2,600 worth of stuff. And then just told the cashier, I don't want it, and walked out the store. So wasted all this time, had all these clothes off the rack and all that kind of stuff. It was really extra stupid. But I appreciate y'all checking out that video. I dropped the link if you hadn't already seen it. And definitely want you to give me more of your feedback. Tomorrow I have another review of Jamal Bryant, who is the one that's called for the 40-day fast or 40-day boycott of Target starting next month sometime or whatever. And I just looked at that as well. So that one's going to be dropping in the morning. And I appreciate all y'all's commentary on it as well. She would be a party planner. Oh, you know what though? No, not trying to be funny. She probably would be a pretty good party planner. Just spending other people's money, putting together their event. You might not be wrong. That one might not be bad. Yeah, simplify. I have no respect for Jamal Bryant. Name dropping. Who's name dropping? Yeah, I can. So anyway, we were asking the question earlier: what job could Tiffany hold after she's left from supervisor position and mayoral position? There's been some good ones in there. There've been some funny ones as well, but there've been some real good ones, some thoughtful ones for sure. Yeah, like an event coordinator, I can see that happening. Truth be told, I can kind of see her doing that. Oh, she will tear your budget apart. You just got to keep an eye on that for sure. She tear your budget up. And you want the receipts after everything, right? I got you. A thrift store manager. Well, there we go. I mean, that's an option as well. A beauty salon owner? I don't know, man. That's a lot of people skills. I don't know about that one. It's possible. We'll put on the possible list for sure. She does a lot of events, and I think if she had a decent team around her, I think they could look good. I could give you that. She could be a jail trustee. Well, there we go. All right, now that I can support. All right, let's see. I don't think so. I don't think she has a hostess in her. She needs to be running something. Street sales. Why, Peter? Why are you like this, Peter? Please. Tell us, Peter. Why are you like this? I'm texting Chief Executive Second Born because my wife is coming to pick her up. Tell her to get ready. I might need to call her because she goes home. She gets home from school and takes a nap. They take a nap and then they wake up and go back to sleep. Y'all are wild. They ain't no ice on that ice rink. I think they stole that money. All right, here we go. Yeah. I think most of us, if we're honest, we probably want this to happen.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
So I think most of us would want that above everything. So I agree with y'all for sure, though. Because you know what? Tiffany could get caught up in RICO. A little bit of RICO conspiracy. You know, she has some problems, man. She could get a RICO. I think that, hey, look, that could happen. She could be an executive for Politico, NPR even. She could be chief executive for U.S. Aid after they've just closed it. I don't think so either. Now I'm starting to well, you know what? Let me take that back. I was, when the feds came, the FBI came, I was like, oh man, she's going to jail tomorrow. I'm a little bit more tempered in my expectation of that. So I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. I'm just not as enthusiastic that it will happen or optimistic that it will happen. Oh, she's going to claim racism, but I mean, at this point, everybody's racist. Let's let that go. There, everything's racist. There, problem solved. Let's go. Now you need to go to jail. But we'll see. For those people that are just popping in, we're waiting for the closed session between the Thornton trustees to come to an end. It's a little bit longer than I thought it would be. And then we'll be ready to get back in. Why? Why are you like this, Frankie? Wow. So you gotta work in at getting the income taxes. I love it. We don't need no more special prosecutors here in Atlanta. We're good. We're closed to all new special prosecutors. No more needed. No more special prosecutors needed. So as far as I know, they're going to come out of closed session because they're really just talking about Kamal and William Moore, and they'll come out of that from following the minutes, not the minutes, but following the run of show that they sent out earlier today, and then they'll come out, announce what happened, and then that should be the end of the meeting. That's what I understand. Here, I'm gonna pull up my video. We're gonna watch my video again. I thought it was pretty good. All right, let me pull this in while they're doing that, and then we'll just, if they come back, then I'll just accept it and then end it. But let me pull this in. All right, if you hadn't seen this one, I thought this was pretty interesting. And this is the alleged pastor that was doing the stunt of going through Target, buying stuff, and not buying it at all, truth be told. So here we go. Let's go.
Genre. Silly comments are considered especially heinous. At Dear Woke Christian, the dedicated content creators who investigate these horrible comments are members of an elite squad known as the Dusty Comments Unit. These are their stories.
Y'all, come on now. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. Let's not do this, people. All right, I'm going to be talking today. I'm going to show you why I told you earlier Jamal Bryant is not a Christian. And you look at the fruit. Let's just look at the fruit of what he did when he stood there in front of that church telling them to protest Target. And this is what we're going to watch. This is the fruit. But let us also not forget that we are supposed to be, as Christians, we are supposed to be witnesses to a lost and dying world. So watch this pastor and his behavior. You may have seen this on TikTok. If you haven't, I apologize already. Again, please make sure that you have no sharp objects in your hand. You're not driving any farm equipment and no hot beverages. Let's go.
Okay, cool.
He is going through Target, loading up his basket just full of clothes.
Okay.
Tons of
I'm
clothes.
gonna get this though. Ooh.
Look at it. 2 shopping carts full of stuff. 2 shopping carts full of stuff. Let's go. Yeah, he got Stanley's.
What?
Shout out to Stanley's.
I just did not now. Right now, have you heard of how much is it again?
2632.
2632. Have you heard of DEI?
Not that I know of.
You haven't? Okay. Part of the reason why I'm not going to purchase this because of how she treated me and your staff since I've been here. And so I'm just going to leave. Let her help you take it all back. I'm done. So yeah, I didn't buy anything here at Target. And see, that's what we got to get our activists to know, that we can do boycott, but you got to add inconvenience to it. Everybody in the country need to go to a local Target, shop, get all the things that you think that you would like, put it in the cart, go to the cash register and say, you know what? You all don't support DEI. This is my last, and they can call the police. I thought they had been out here waiting on me, but I ain't coming back no way. Peace.
Imagine doing that and thinking that you are morally superior. Imagine doing that and thinking that you have the high ground. Now, that fat tongue man, I don't know where he's allegedly a pastor. I don't know where he pastors. I don't know who it was that was camera person, but can you imagine what you did to that young lady that works there? Now, granted, it don't look like she's out there. Don't look corporate. She looked like she might've been a college student, and you're totally inconveniencing that whole store because they don't support DEI. Just let that marinate for a second. This is why I tell you the critical race theory is a cult. It is a grievance gospel. And this is the unholy trinity of that false, phony, fake religion. DIE is the unholy trinity of this false religion. I'm sorry. This is gross. And I have a child that would be probably working at a Target. And to see this man do this, and he's proud of himself. He's big proud of what he did, as if that was something commendable and backpatable that he did. Shame on him. And let me add the last thing to it, because when the smoke clears, this man is a representative, if you will, tongue in cheek, a representative of the Christian faith, because he alleges to be a pastor. And he's caught up in this foolishness that Jamal Bryant is caught up in. This activism. He's caught up in this trying to perform and outperform one another. So now he's going to get his congregation to do this kind of insanity. And what's going to end up happening? Something stupid is going to happen, and it's going to be corporate's fault. It's going to be the store's fault, but not this man. He's not going to be held accountable for that. Real quick. I'm going to bring this in. I showed you all this the last time we did a video about this, these shenanigans. And I just want to real quick bring it in just to look at it one more time. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 10. And it just says it's simply this, because this man thinks he's doing right. He thinks he's doing right. Whoever is righteous, and that is the active ingredient, so to speak. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast. But then we can talk for 2 days about that top. This sentence alone, there's a lot of meat on this bone right here. But I want to get to this one. But the mercy of the wicked is cruel. And I wasn't intending to, but let's look at verse 11. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread. Look at the second part. But he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. He who goes into Target and fills up 2 shopping carts and walks out lacks sense. He who preaches a false, phony, and fake gospel from the pulpit on a Sunday lacks sense. And look at verse 12. Whoever is wicked covets the spoils of evildoers, but the root of righteousness bears fruit. What kind of fruit is this yielding? What kind of fruit is this action yielding to Target? What kind of fruit is this action yielding to anybody? This man right here, what is the fruit of this action? Anybody? Bueller? Any action going on here? What is it? Nothing. Foolishness. When I see this, I just want to say,
boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
There's no benefit in this. Look at this. This is a young lady. She might have been in her 20s, or maybe a little bit older. She might not have been a college student. But what I can tell you for sure is that she didn't want to sit there and put away all that stuff. How silly is that? How insane is that? $2,600 worth of stuff. That's insane. Because I would love for that store manager to come out and say,
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Man, that is insane. Just chaos. Just outright chaos. That's not, there's no value in that. There's nothing that benefits that. And I'm going to go back again and just say, he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. We're looking at somebody who lacks sense right here in 4K, right there. Man, that's so dumb. And he just knew he was cooking. He just knew it. But this is not, and I'll say it again, this is not Christianity. I don't know what faith system this is, but what we're watching right here, this fat tongue man do, this is not Christianity. This is not by any way, means or measure of Christian behavior. Fine. If you don't like it, then just don't go there. But don't inconvenience those those little hourly employees. They ain't do nothing to you. They do not make policy. They just out here working for the little however much an hour. Now you just exponentially increase what they are making, what they got to do in an hour in their time. That's all you did. You just burden them down. You didn't hurt nobody. They're gonna still get paid. Corporate don't, at the end of the day, I don't think they really care like that. But what was the purpose of this? This is just silliness. And to think that you were doing something noble, to think that you're doing something beneficiary. The mercy of the wicked is cruel. The mercy of the wicked. You think you're being merciful to those people in the DIE category, but you're really being cruel. Because who knows? Maybe that little young lady might have been one of the DIE people that you're trying to support. I don't know. But this is insane, and it's not Christian. My name is Jason, dearwokec@gmail.com. I want to thank all of y'all for the support. Thank you so much for your kind words in the comments down below. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much. Down in the comments, why don't you, if you made it this far below, give me that little green heart. Let me know that you made it all the way to the end and that you appreciate it. And until next time, dear ones, grace and peace. I like that guy, man. Who's that guy? Find out more about him. You don't know how to stop this video, though. I know that much. All right. And they're still in there. They're still in the meeting. So I just pulled this up real quick. They're still in the meeting. So I don't want you to think I'm just stalling out over here, just so I can play my own videos. I don't want you to feel that way about me. But okay. So yeah, that was a video I dropped earlier today. Thank y'all for checking it out. Hopefully we can get some more good commentary and good. There is nobody in this meeting. There's nobody in here. Real quick. Yeah, there's Germonte. There's a young lady from Lansing Journal, and then there's Vivian. That's it. So, we kind of got that feeling that it wasn't going to be a lot of people in this meeting. And I guess we were right. We were correct. But all right. I'm listening to Lady Dearworld Christian pull in to pick up President, Chief Executive, second born. So yeah, they are still going for it. Yeah, I don't think there's any Jedediah or anything like that. Mitzi, I actually talk about that in my next video on the same one. I ranted again about it. So you'll see that on tomorrow morning at 8:00. I think they're coming back. I don't see why they wouldn't. Well, let me say it like this. Everybody in the room seems to believe that they'll be coming back. So I don't think that if they weren't coming back, I feel like the newscasters would have left. And just kind of been like, okay, they're going to be leaving. They're not going to be coming back from here. Yeah, that jacket was really strange. It was a mugshots of famous people. It looked really weird. We looked at it in a video last night, a couple other YouTubers and myself. It was kind of strange, but the guy's out of control. Y'all is. They did close it, yes, Whitney. They did close it to the public. They had it open downstairs so the public could watch it being filmed, streamed downstairs, but nobody came for public comment. And they haven't shown again how many people, if anybody was even downstairs. I don't think anybody was, so there it is right there. And since these people are still kind of milling around, the cameramen, I'm assuming that they really expected them to come back from the meeting. I don't know what's taking them so long, though, which is kind of weird. Which is strange, but we will see. We will see. I want to say thank y'all. Look, while we're doing this, then let's just here we are going to look at this. Since we're talking about spending and budget questions tonight, let's look at Senator John Kennedy discussing the U.S. budget and how we're spending our money. See if this doesn't spark a little bit of outrage in us while we're waiting for this to come back. And as soon as they come back, we'll stop. Okay, let's go.
Post-cloture debate time on the vote nomination to Senator Merkley and 30 minutes of my post-cloture debate time on the vote nomination to Senator Schumer.
The senator has that right.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. President.
The senator from Louisiana.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I have 8 requests for committees to meet during today's session of the Senate. They have the approval of the majority and minority leaders.
Duly noted.
Thank you, Mr. President. With me today is one of my colleagues from my Senate office, Mr. James Shea. He is one of my right-hand people and does great work, and I'm honored that he could join me today. Gosh, I don't know where to begin. I've been in the Senate for 8 years. In dog years, that's 56 years. And it feels like 56 years. I've learned a lot, met a lot of interesting people. Before I got here, everybody told me about the Washington bubble. And I said, how serious could they be? Well, it's true. There is a Washington bubble. This place is different. It's in its own way, sometimes disappointing, sometimes refreshing. It is deeply weird. For one thing, common sense is illegal in Washington. It's illegal. For another thing, I've discovered that this is a town of very frustrated ex-class presidents. And there's a Washington way of doing things. And when things aren't done that way, when somebody challenges the status quo, many, not all, but many of these frustrated ex-class presidents in Washington, on the Hill and otherwise, they get excited, not in a good way. They can't get their mind around doing anything other than the Washington way. Some of them, particularly in the media, they go almost catatonic, or the exact opposite. They foam at the mouth, and they really get upset. They can make a Valium nervous. It's like the world, we're not doing things the way we've always done them, and the world's going to spin off its axis. I want to try to put in perspective what many of my Democratic friends have been talking about today. They're very, very, very upset at President Trump. And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times. And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy. He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election. I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending? How are you going to audit the spending by an agency without auditing the agency? That's what I mean when I say common sense is illegal in Washington, D.C. That's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And they've been very eloquent. They've talked about the process, and President Trump's executive order supposedly violates the Constitution. And they've accused Mr. Musk of having conflicts of interest. And so I've heard people say he's sitting over there with a notepad, copying down everybody's Social Security number, and he's going to go use it to make money. I mean, people in this town, not just my Democratic colleagues, they're really upset. They've never said anybody question their spending. But that's what Mr. Musk is doing. But you know, I've listened. This has been going on for a week. People have been screaming like they're part of a prison riot. Oh my God, look at what Musk is doing. He's looking at the spending. And I've listened to people talk about the process and debate whether it's constitutional and discuss how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. But you know what? I haven't heard one single person who's upset with President Trump or Mr. Musk talk about what he's found. They don't want to talk about the spending porn, the waste of taxpayer money that he's found. I mean, that's the point of all this. I tell you who is interested. The American people. The people in America who get up every day and go to work and obey the law and pay their taxes and try to educate their kids and try to do the right thing by their kids and try to save a little money for retirement. And
all right, they're back. They're back. All right, they're back. Sorry about that. It was just getting amped up too. Sorry about that, y'all. He was getting cooking. All right, y'all gotta stay around then afterwards. We gotta finish that up. That was very good. Y'all was just talking. I gotta come in here whispering. It must have been a serious meeting because that cup was full when she went into that meeting, and now it's dang near empty. That must have been a good meeting. And here. Wait, where'd it go? Hold on, what happened? Try again. And here we Go. There we go.
We are back from closed session and it's 5:05 p.m.
5:05. So they went. It's almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, motion to come back.
I'll make a motion to resume the regular board meeting. I'll second.
Okay, trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez. Yes. Motion passed.
Right, so now we are on item 6, action coming out of closed session. Is there a motion?
I would like to make a motion to terminate effective immediately Kamal Woods.
Second.
Third.
Okay. Trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thanks for the lawsuit. Thanks for the lawsuit.
Is there another motion?
I would like to make a motion to terminate effective immediately William Moore.
Second.
Okay, trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Yes.
Call the roll. Call the roll.
Right, next we have item 7, adjournment. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting, or is there, anybody have anything else to say?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Third.
Trustee Carlisle,
Yes.
trustee Wiedemann,
Yes.
supervisor Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Yes, meeting adjourned.
Okay, 5:06 p.m.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay. You don't like third motion? Come on now. Come on. I do wonder why it took so long, though. Okay, so. Okay, so I'm gonna mute it just in case anything happens, but mute it in the background. There we go. So they went to closed session. They fired William Moore. They fired Kamal Woods. They came back from closed session. They announced that they're gonna fire him, and that's it. That's it. I mean, that was pretty simple. Oh, now they're over. The newscaster is. Reporter is getting some questions answered. That's what she's doing. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to sue. I don't know how Tiffany the other day. Thank you for the lawsuit. Thank you for the lawsuit. I don't know how she's going to sue. And also, I was looking this week. You remember Tiffany used to boast about how she was, I'm 42-0 with lawsuits and all this kind of stuff like that. She really has not won as many cases as she would like to say. Now, she has won some. That's true. However, I don't think that is even remotely in the ballpark of how she was positioning, like she's never lost a case. No, you've lost a lot of them. So I don't know if this one right here, in an effort to streamline the budget and start making some sense, I think this one probably is going to stand without any problem. And she's got to have money to sue. So I don't know how that's going to work, but we will see. I'm sure we will all be expectantly waiting to see what happens, because this is wild. All right, my good people, let's see. Oh, that's gonna make her head flip. And they said fired immediately. So that means, the paycheck on the 15th, that's the last one. Fired. You fired. I should have the Trump meme. From The Apprentice. You're fired. That's what I should have had. Darn, do I have a good one? Let me see if I got a good one. Hold on. That's an appropriate one. I got one right here. Here it comes.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
Sensation.
There we go. That's how we feel. Thank you so much for the $2 super. What does she say here? If he wins, Kamal's wife gets half. Not her. Yo, that whole story, man. Kamal and the situation going on with his wife is crazy. That right there is wild. Now I am, if you all are okay with it, let's bring back in and listen to this budget discussion from the senator in Kentucky, because I think it was getting good, and it just so happened that the board meeting came back. Let's keep it going. Let's roll. Let's roll. Oh yeah, Jedediah is going to be talking a lot of trash about that. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of shade thrown. Okay, let's finish this up. Let's go. Big screen.
President Biden, they understand what Musk is doing. They understand spending porn and wasting taxpayer money. Now, Mr. Musk started with the USAID. That handles a lot of foreign aid for America. American people are very generous. In our country, when you're homeless, we'll house you. When you're hungry, we'll feed you. In our country, when you're too poor to be sick, we'll pay for your doctor. And we send a lot of money overseas to help our world's neighbors. And the USAID is in charge, in large part, of that. But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion. Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet you the American people didn't know that. He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izadaji. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities. What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations. Our taxpayer money. According to this report in Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's what we're giving foreign aid to. What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but nobody else is talking about it. They're just talking about the process and Mr. Musk, and he's a mean guy, He shouldn't be looking at our spending. Well, he is. And I kind of find what he found out interesting. He found that we gave $2 million, USAID did, for sex changes in Guatemala. He found that we gave $20 million to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. He found that we gave $4.5 million of taxpayer money to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. He found that we gave $10 million, USAID did, of meals to an al-Qaeda-linked terrorist group called the Nusra Front. Mr. Musk found that we gave $7.9 million of taxpayer money to a project that would teach Sri Lankan journalists to avoid binary gendered language. The USAID took $8 million and gave it to a bunch of journalists in Sri Lanka to teach them how to avoid binary gendered language. I don't know what the hell binary gendered language is. I think I do. You think most taxpayers would support that? Why aren't we talking about that? The USAID gave $1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. They gave $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. They gave $1.5 million for, quote, art for inclusion of people with disabilities in Belarus. Another $3.9 million for LGBT causes in Macedonia. $8.3 million for equity and inclusion education in Nepal. I could go all night. And many of my colleagues are upset. They're really mad at Mr. Musk. Hell, I think we ought to give him a medal. All he's doing is what President Trump said he was going to do. President Trump said he's going to audit the spending. So Trump goes and hires Musk, again with a top secret security clearance. Nobody can quibble with his intelligence. You know, the guy's as smart as Einstein's cousin. He's a very successful businessman. Some say he's the richest guy in the world. And he's doing the auditing. And man, he's finding a lot of stuff. I call it spending porn. Now, I'm not saying everything that USAID does is wasted, but I'm saying a lot of it is. A hell of a lot of it is. And we ought to be on the floor of this United States Senate thanking Mr. Musk. And we ought to be asking him to go through every agency and look at everybody's budget. Everybody's budget. That's what the American people want. They don't want to talk about process. They don't want to continue with the Washington way. They want to save some money. Now, let me tell you what's really going on here, too, Mr. President. For 4 years under President Biden, and for, 8 years under President Obama, and I respect both of them. I don't hate anybody. I don't. When I say my prayers at night, one of the things I ask God, God, don't let me hate, because it's hard in Washington. Don't let me hate. I have all the respect in the world for President Biden and President Obama. Tough job. But between them, they spent 12 years in Washington, and presidents set the tone. They control the questions that are asked. And here's the question that President Obama and President Biden asked for 8 years. For 12 years. I heard it every single day. Who needs to pay more in taxes? Is it you? Is it you? Who needs to pay more in taxes? We need more money. Who needs to pony up more? That was the issue. But that's not the issue today. We have a new president. You know what the issue is today? What the hell happened to all the money? What the hell happened to all the money? And that's what Mr. Musk is finding out. That's all this is about. And I'm just shocked that my colleagues have decided that this is a hill they're going to die on. How can you look the American people in the eye and support this kind of waste? Support this kind of spending porn? I mean, the election to me made at least one thing clear, that the American people are sick and tired of people in Washington denying reality. The last administration tried to convince us that we were living in a crime-free world where inflation was temporary and the border was secure. And the American people didn't buy it. You know why? Because it wasn't true. And the the administration, our last administration, tried to argue that Bidenomics was making our lives better. But the American people knew differently. They understood Bidenomics to mean I get to spend more to live worse. And they voted. Now, I mean, the American people were poorer under the last administration, but they didn't become stupid. They could see that the government was creating a problem, not trying to fix it. And they noticed the national debt, too. Put up that first chart for me. You know what our national debt is, Mr. President? $36 trillion. Not million, not billion. $36 trillion. It takes my breath away. Highest it's ever been, over 100% of our gross domestic product. Our debt's growing faster than our economy. And we toss around these numbers, a trillion, a billion, a million, a squillion, like it's nothing. I want to try to put this in context. If I started counting right now, and I counted one numeral, if you will, per second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I kept counting all day and all night. I didn't sleep. I counted between bites of oatmeal at breakfast. I just counted continually. One numeral per second. It would take me 32 years to count to 1 billion. 32 years to count to 1 billion. It would be 2057. I'd be dead as Woodrow Wilson. I wouldn't live that long. And that's just a billion. Our debt's $36 trillion. You know how long it would take me to count to a trillion? 31,000 years, if I counted one numeral per second. About as old as Chuck Grassley. 31,000 years. It would take me 1 million years to count to 36 trillion. Those are the kind of numbers we're talking about. And the American people understand it. Since 2019, America's population has grown 2%. We're not having babies. 2%. And that's after massive immigration. You know how much our budget has grown? 55%. 55%. Yeah, we've had inflation, but we haven't had 55% worth of inflation. Oh, that's how we got to this $36 trillion in debt. Put up the next chart for me.
Okay, so I just wanted to look at that. I didn't want to go over long. I just thought the USAID was very interesting because there's a lot of conversation about this lately, and I wanted to see what y'all thought about it. Besides the fact that we are totally out of line as it relates to spending money. We're totally out of pocket as it relates to spending money in the United States. You know what? I think what's doing an interview real quick. Y'all want to see Chris? Let's see real quick. He's doing
being, kind of separating things, not something that I wanted, but just.
All right, let's see what he's. They're interviewing Chris. Just real quick.
Obviously, for sure, yeah. Obviously, at least one was, somebody who kind of instigated, in my opinion, and the other person, was being very disrespectful to some of the, some of the residents, some of the people who are here. Like I said, that's my opinion. But even I know for a fact that I had to tell
Did you have any reason
one of the employees that they were being insightful, and they needed to kind of take themselves out of the situation. So so definitely I told that multiple times. As far as the legal practitioners, because
It's not really clear what he's saying. I might have to wait.
Well, I appreciate your candor. Yeah, no problem.
The investigation as it stands, will that investigation continue? Now, what are you looking into?
As of right now, yes, it looks like the investigation is still in the process. As far as, honestly, it really hasn't. There's been some things that have.
Yeah, I can't really hear. I'm gonna wait till Critical Smoker puts it up because it's really hard to hear.
To me, that's not true. For instance, say last week, what happened?
All right, so I'm gonna jump back over to where we were, but back to USAID. So I think it's interesting. Yes, I do think that we as the United States need to do some soul searching as relates to our budget and spending, because I don't think they're in line at all. I think they're totally out of line with what we're trying to do as people, or what we should be doing as people. Let me say it like that. So you might be wondering, okay, well, what is the whole thing with USAID? Why don't we just stop doing it? Which would be a very valid question. So I found somebody who's been discussing it, and I thought she did a great job. It made sense to me, so I want to bring it on for you all. So if you could, please drop a 1 in the chat when you can hear it. Hold on one second. 1 in the chat when you can hear it. Let's go.
I love the concept. In the first term, though, USAID was something that you liked in some respects. I love the concept of it. Yeah, program. Sure. I love the concept, but they turned out to be radical left lunatics. And the concept of it is good, but it's all about the people.
That was President Trump today sharing his opinion about USAID. He also talked about the moves made by Elon Musk and the Doge organization to, in essence, shut down that independent agency over the weekend. And I'm going to share that with you in just a second. But there's a lot going on with all of this, so I want to back up and make sure that you're really clear on what is happening. First, you need to understand what's happening with USAID is separate from what happened over the weekend at the Treasury Department with Elon Musk demanding access to the federal payment systems. I can make a totally separate video about that. But in this video, I want to make sure I explain USAID because this is a big deal. So USAID is the United States Agency for International Development. This independent agency has been around since the 1960s. So before Congress passed the Foreign Assistance Act of 1961, foreign outreach by the United States was haphazard, for lack of a better term. But when Congress passed that law, President John F. Kennedy thought it would be a good idea to have one single agency within the U.S. government that would be responsible for administering foreign aid to countries to promote social and economic development and have the entire U.S. government on one page. Now, through that law, President Kennedy established USAID. So since then, how USAID works has evolved, but the root mission has always been the same: to partner with countries to end extreme poverty and promote resilient democratic societies while advancing our own U.S. security and prosperity. And since 2013, USAID has been using science and technology and innovation to maximize the dollars that are sent to these countries to help their social and economic development. So I know lots of you are already saying, why are we spending our money on foreign aid? Why are we doing all these things? Well, there's a practical reason, a moral reason, and a legal reason. So President Kennedy laid out the moral reason when he created USAID. He said, there is no escaping our obligations, our moral obligations as a wise leader and good neighbor in the interdependent community of free nations, our economic obligations as the wealthiest people in a world of largely poor people, as a nation no longer dependent upon loans from abroad that once helped us develop our own economy, and our political obligations as the single largest counter to the adversaries of freedom. There's a practical reason, because if we help stabilize these other countries, at least in theory, the people of those countries will stay there and help their own country prosper and then ultimately become a place where the U.S. can export our goods. And if we can provide technology and medicines, we can prevent disease outbreaks and epidemics from spreading and reaching the United States. Foreign aid also helps combat conditions like poverty and weak institutions and corruption, because when that's allowed to fester, it can spawn terrorism, which then becomes a national security concern for us. Lastly, there's a legal reason for distributing foreign aid, because Congress passes laws that require it. Now, let me be very clear here. USAID does not spend money on its own. It does not just write checks willy-nilly to whomever it wants. That's not how this works. All of the money that USAID sends is allocated by a law that Congress has passed. And as I have reported multiple times on this page, foreign aid amounts to less than 2% of the entire federal budget. The fact is, though, on President Trump's first day in office, he signed an executive order freezing all new foreign assistance while everything underwent some kind of review. Since then, thousands of USAID employees have been laid off and programs have shut down around the world. But what happened over the weekend was something completely different. Elon Musk and his Doge team reportedly wanted access to USAID's sensitive, secure systems to review these foreign aid programs. again, approved by law by Congress. And when career officials who worked at USAID said no, those officials were put on administrative leave, and Musk was ultimately given access to those systems anyway. Well, as of today, the newly confirmed Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said that behavior by the USAID career officials was inappropriate.
I'm very troubled by these reports that they've been unwilling to cooperate with people who are asking simple questions about what does this program do, who gets the money, who are our contractors, who's funded, and that sort of level of insubordination makes it impossible to conduct the sort of mature and serious review that I think foreign aid writ large should have.
Secretary Rubio says the State Department is going to absorb USAID, and he says he is now the acting director of the agency, even though he also said that he delegated that responsibility to someone else. So the question is, can Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire who has not been confirmed by the Senate and who is technically not even a real federal employee, shut down a government agency like he did over the weekend? And can he tell the thousands of federal employees who work at USAID to stay home from work today and do no work while still collecting a taxpayer-funded paycheck? Yes, that's what's happening, in case you're confused about it. Today, President Trump said, yeah, that's cool.
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval, and we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But he reports in, and it's something that he feels very strongly about, and I'm impressed because he's running obviously a big company. It has nothing to do if there's a conflict that we won't let him get near it. But he does have a good natural instinct. He's got a team of very talented people, and we're trying to shrink government.
Let's put Elon Musk to the side for a second. The even bigger question is, does the president of the United States even have the power on his own to just eliminate an entire government agency created by an act of Congress? I mean, generally, the answer is no. And a whole bunch of Democrats today said it's a hell no, Trump does not have that kind of power. But Trump today says, yeah, he does. And he said he has a good reason to shut down USAID now.
If it comes to fraud, you wouldn't have an active Congress, and I'm not sure that you would anyway. But we just want to do the right thing. It's something that should have been done a long time ago. There's tremendous fraud. But we'll be doing a report. We'll be giving you that report at the appropriate time. Yeah.
We will obviously be waiting to see that report. Nobody's seen it yet. And so far, neither Trump nor Musk have given any kind of proof of any kind of fraud from USAID.
All right. I thought that was good, though. And the goal was to just give you like just a better understanding of what is happening as you see this U.S. aid conversation stirred up and all that kind of stuff like that. I didn't fully understand it either. I was just like, I thought we did U.S. aid. Like, isn't that what we're doing? But it's actually an organization. And a lot of the things that they're doing are not necessarily on the most up and uppest. So I got another clip for us, if I can find it, because I saved it on my desktop. And I might have lost it because that's what I do. And just another instance, and you all may have seen this one. I'll wait till I actually find it before I ruin it and ask that you all already know this. And it's about some of the stuff that we're spending the money's being spent on. And I can't find the link. Oh, nope, here it is right here. All right, let's bring it in. Check this out. So this is a British contractor, one in the chat if you can hear. This is a British contractor walking around in Afghanistan, I believe it is, and he finds a big trash dump. And look at some of the stuff he finds.
So I found this big trash pile, all trash, things that Afghanis don't need. Loads of chairs, other crap, more chairs, some rugs they don't want. What else don't they want in Afghanistan? Gender sensitivity training. US aid, Afghans, value chains, livestock, gender.
Okay, let me back that up a little bit so you can see gender studies. That's from February 2020. So that's right at the beginning of the summer. That's actually the spring of love. That's actually before the summer of love, actually. This is, one of the things, gender studies. What does that have to do with stabilizing a community and pushing democratic ideas? What does that have to do with anything? Stopping
Livestock,
terrorism.
gender, and youth team. Oh no. Oh, it's all junk. Terrible. Then again, it could be trying to explain to the Americans they've got their own weird ways of doing things. Let them do it. What else is here? Women's agriculture. Don't need that anymore.
All right. And that was the end of the clip. I don't know. I'm not saying that some of those things are not beneficial, just like most people are saying that not everything that U.S. aid was doing was wrong. It's just that U.S. aid is not being held accountable. Now, granted, it is a small drop in the bucket compared to the billions and trillions of dollars that we spend and we owe, but they got to start somewhere. And if this is something that's tangible that people can see, then they'll bite and work with other things that are reasonable and maybe a little bit more ethereal. There is a fantastic content creator who's addressed the U.S. aid debacle, and her name is Madi Speaks. Let me drop a link to her chat because we're going to look at her video that she did on this. And then I want to hear what you all are thinking, and hopefully we can keep this game rolling. So this is Madi Speaks. I'm going to bring it on. I think she did an excellent job of discussing this as well, and just want to get some other insight, some other input on the topic. So that didn't work. This works. All right. Madi Speaks. Let's go. And so she looked at, the Democratic response, some of the Republican response, and then, of course, some of the things that have gone on with Mr. Musk as a whole. Let's go.
The billionaire and his team have been given full and unfettered access to our taxpayer money and our government. We're not going to allow them to steal from our people, from working class people. And we will fight, we will provide oversight, and we will win. Let's go!
I see a sign there saying stop Elon's takeover. Are we going to stop Elon's takeover?
Every single morning, we don't pledge allegiance to the billionaires. We don't pledge allegiance to Elon Musk. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 22-year-olds working for Elon Musk.
Now, who the hell gave Elon Musk this authority? Nobody! No one. No one. It's not in the Constitution. Until yesterday, Elon Musk had no official role with the administration.
President Donald Trump has agreed that the U.S. Agency for International Development should be shut down. The organization oversees humanitarian aid, development, and security programs in some 120 countries. Staffers have been told to stay out of the Washington headquarters, and many report being locked out of the agency's computer systems.
Show me what democracy looks like! We are here today as elected members of Congress. We're here today because an unelected billionaire and his team have been given full and unfettered access to our taxpayer money and our government. The fact that an unelected billionaire has all your private information.
Hey, I got a question. Is it problematic that Elon Musk is a billionaire? Because I've heard the word billionaire mentioned 4 times already. And I'm not trying to be obtuse. Does that matter to you that Elon Musk has a lot of money? Doesn't matter. And then what is your shutoff? Like, okay, he's not a billionaire, but they have $10 million. Is that somebody that maybe causes a little bit of internal consternation? $75 million. What is your cutoff for it just being okay person to them now being a problematic person? Like, what is the cutoff? You think it's jealousy? I agree. Rich people get mad when money's taken away. So why is he not trying to keep his money? Why is he openly and just an idea? If he were doing something nefarious to get more money, he's doing it in the open and everybody sees him. So it seemed like that'd be a really bad robbery. I think it makes you feel better to know that how to handle money. I kind of agree. So you don't have a problem with him being a billionaire, if I'm understanding you correctly. True crime hustle. Okay. We know now how they hold the government's positions and become millionaires. Well, I was going to actually get there, Debbie. So you kind of jumped ahead of me, looked at my Cliff Notes. Because a lot of these people that are in this picture right here, a lot of these people are millionaires. And there are some, maybe not directly on here, but I know, like, I'm pretty sure Jasmine Crockett is. I'm pretty sure of that. But there are other people in here that are billionaires off of the government, them being public servants. So what's the difference? Okay, so Elon Musk is a billionaire. He did it correctly. He didn't, as far as I know. But y'all are millionaires as well, and you're public servants. I just wonder. I just thought that was interesting because they keep bringing it up. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go.
Information is a problem. He has access to all of our information, our social security numbers, the federal payment system, which means he's calling the shots on our taxpayer money.
Thank you all for being with us today.
Do you actually believe that? Do you actually believe that Elon Musk is calling the shots on our taxpayer money? He just wants to know where it's being spent. He doesn't have the means by which to. That's like me seeing your household budget on paper and me having access to your credit card. Those are two different scenarios. Okay, Jason can see your budget. He knows that you bring in this amount, you pay this much in your light bill, this much goes to water, this much you pay for food and kids' education. But I can't do anything with it. I just can see it. And maybe I can scrutinize and say, hey, why are you spending that much on streaming services? You need to cut that out. Put some money in 401k. Okay. But if I had your credit card, that's a whole different game. Or I got access to your checkbook, that's different. Come on, man. This is just kind of silly. Like, the arguments can be made. I think there's room for an argument to be made about what Elon is doing. But this argumentation isn't it. This is not the flex that you think it is. Okay, let's go.
We very much appreciate your responding so quickly. We are here today. We're here today to shine a light on a crime that is unfolding before our eyes and support our tremendous U.S. civil servants and USAID. President Trump directed his corrupt billionaire friend, Elon.
So Elon Musk is corrupt now. He's corrupt. Okay. And this is a crime. This gentleman said it is a crime that's being, so if it's a crime of that magnitude, you should be able to, crazy talk, call the police and file a police report.
Musk to ransack a critical agency of the U.S. government. Musk and his band of unelected acolytes at Doge have locked out USAID employees from their offices, improperly accessed highly classified information, purged the agency of its nonpartisan leadership, and thrown the agency into chaos through a concerted campaign of harassment and intimidation of its employees. This is on top of Trump's freeze of crucial foreign assistance programs. These actions severely harm our national security. They put thousands of children around the world at immediate risk of starvation, disease, and death. And sidelines.
So one of the things I notice, and a lot of the things that, whether you like them or not, big screen, whether you like Trump or not, I think it's fair to say, one, he said he was going to do this. He's doing exactly what he said. But two, for the most part, most of what he's doing is seeking the betterment of people that live in the United States, whether that be get rid of illegals, whether that's dealing with multitude of other things. It's like he's trying to do better for us. Whether, again, good, bad, or indifferent, we can arm wrestle about it. Okay, there's some things I'm like, I don't know about that one, my guy. And there's other things I can see it in 4K. But I can't say that he's not trying to do better for us. To some degree, what he believes is the right thing to do for the United States. It just boggles my mind that these people are arguing for not doing the right things in the United States, but doing the right things abroad. Whether those things are right or wrong, we can have that discussion, but they're focusing on things outside of the United States. And they can't say, hey, you know what? We want US aid to come back by March, but we got to work together to get through the fluff, cut through the red tape, so we can get back to serving the various and sundries abroad. But it just seems they are willing to do whatever to help other people and not us. That's just my little 2 cents. All right, let's go.
Some of our finest civil servants who work tirelessly every day to make the world a better place. This is a case of the very worst among us attacking the very best of us.
Hey guys, my name is Modi and you are welcome to Modi Speaks. So like you saw in the introduction of this video, Democrats are practically losing their minds because Donald Trump have caught up to their tactical means of money laundering. They are freaking out because Donald Trump have decided to freeze all foreign allocations of money for at least 90 days. That means no international spending for the next 90 days, so as to give room for a comprehensive review of what's going on with the U.S. international spending. Now, we know that Donald Trump, through his veto power as the president of the country, appointed a government committee which he calls the Department of Government Efficiency, and which is led by the duo of Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. Currently, Vivek is no longer in the picture, leaving only Elon Musk as the head of this department. Now, DOGE was created mainly to monitor and to review the way the different government departments are spending taxpayers' money, and for the purpose of cutting excessive wasteful spendings and to slash government regulations. Now, mind you, Donald Trump was very vocal about getting rid of unnecessary government departments and getting rid of wasteful spending. In fact, this was one of the reasons he won the election, one of the reasons many people voted for him massively. Now, with the assistance of DOGE, Trump's administration discovered a lot of inconsistencies and massive wastage of taxpayers' money happening all in the name of foreign spending and international assistance. So Trump gave an executive order to freeze all international spending for at least 90 days so they can have the time to carry out a comprehensive review. Now, this doesn't mean that the US is no longer going to render assistance to countries in need of assistance, okay? And it is not a hostile government takeover by Elon Musk, just like these Democrats want you to believe. Rather, it means that this administration will be taking a closer look on how taxpayers' money are being spent, because it has been discovered that most of the huge sums spent on international assistance was in fact used for something else. For instance, a grant of $1.5 million was given to an LGBTQ group in Serbia, $2.5 million for electric vehicles in Vietnam, and $6 million for tourism in Egypt. And this is just scratching the surface.
Coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than $8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayers' dime will no longer be happening. The DOGE team is working on canceling those payments now. Again, this is a whole of government effort to ensure that we are going line by line when it comes to the federal government's books. And this president and his team are making decisions across the board on, do these receipts serve the interests of the American people? Is this a good use of the American taxpayers' money? If it is not, that funding will no longer be sent abroad, and American taxpayers will see significant savings because of that effort.
These are not humanitarian efforts, and believe me, this is not how U.S. taxpayers want their money to be used.
Now, President
So I'm going to
Trump
stop for a second. Shout out to Mandy's in the building. Good to see you.
Joined at
friend.
the right time. Do you believe they were paying off news organizations?
Totally believe it. The problem is, I bet you there's more. That's the thing.
Oh yeah.
I want to find out.
They're just scratching the surface. They
I
just
wanna know how
started
Kamala
here.
spent her
They
money.
have it started with Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP. I mean,
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of waste. I'm just finding it weird. Like, why do you not want, good, bad, or indifferent, to know how money is spent if you are a public servant who is in a position to spend money in various and sundry ways? California's on fire. North Carolina is a wreck still from the hurricane. There's countless issues abroad. I'm sorry, interstate issues.
Yeah.
Why do you not want more funds to be able to fix issues that can be resolved here in the United States before we go fix things abroad? And we're not saying it's crazy. Go ahead.
and Trump literally ran on this.
He sure
He
did.
literally said, I'm going to go through the books line by line. We're going to weed out the corruption. This is what the American taxpayers voted on. And yet the Democrats, no offense, Dems, are flipping out. And we're figuring out why during the RFK votes.
Yeah.
Because so many politicians have taken payouts.
Absolutely.
We're figuring out why. And shout out to True Crime Hustle, who's having a come to Jesus moment in the chat.
It's all good, True Crime. It's all good.
We're here for you, man or woman. We are here for you.
Come to the front of the class. We are here for you. We're here for you. No problem at all. All right, let's keep it going. Let's go.
Ran for office saying, I'm going to review every single penny in the federal budget. Now, how are you going to review the spending in the federal budget without reviewing the spending? And that's what Mr. Musk is doing. Now, many of my Democratic colleagues and some of the tofu-eating wokerati at the USAID are screaming like they're part of a prison riot.
Oh, wait. Wokerati? What is wokerati?
Look, I hadn't heard this.
Hold on. Wokerati. Please type wokerati in the chat, please. I don't even know what it means.
I brought my drink.
Wokerati? What in the world is that?
I don't know, but it's my new favorite word.
I mean, really. Well done. Well done.
I like him a lot.
Wokerati.
He called them out today.
Yeah, he did. He said to eat tofu, by the way.
He did. He said tofu eaten.
From the wokerati. All right, I'm going to back that up a little smidgen. I was not prepared for wokerati.
I brought my drink all over my desk because I wasn't expecting that.
Look, we even got Dwayne in a good mood. You know it's got to be good.
Wokerati.
Come on. It's a good day. It's a good day. Good to see you, Dwayne.
I'm feeling wokerati, y'all.
I'm feeling it. That might need... Don't be surprised. You see that name pop up somewhere. All right, let's go.
At the USAID are screaming like they're part of a
what? Now
the tofu-eating wokerati at the USAID are screaming like they're part of a prison riot because they don't want us reviewing the spending. But that's all Mr. Musk is doing, and he's finding some pretty interesting stuff. To my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow. And really, here's what's going on. For 4 years under President Biden, the people in charge asked one simple question. Who needs to pay more in taxes? Who needs to pay more in taxes? Well, that's not the question that the Republicans and President Trump are going to ask. Our question is, what the hell happened to the money? And that's all that's going on.
Or are we going to let this stand? This is all about taking over the government in order to advance the interests of Elon Musk and the billionaires at the expense of everybody else in America.
Can I just say, Elon Musk does not need our money, y'all.
Right.
Elon Musk does not need our money. He has $113 billion, y'all. He paid way too much for Twitter. He does not need our money. He don't need the $114 I have in my checking account. Can I just say, he does not need our money. Like I know
don't get it. I don't get it.
People are all tore up and upset that he's going to take our money. He don't need it. That's one of the reasons that makes him fantastic for this job. Is the fact that he is such a good businessman and he is so good with numbers. He does not need our money. And people are all worried about the fact that these people are 19 and 20. I've seen an interview with one of the 19-year-olds that he's got working for him today. And this 19-year-old figured out a Italian language that has been dead for hundreds of years.
Okay.
Based on nothing. And he figured it out and got paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars from a college just for figuring out this language, and he's 19 years old. These are geniuses that he has working for him. These are not regular 18, 19-year-old gamers, y'all. And that's what people are trying to act like they are.
Yeah,
like
that's
they're
wild.
cocky eating like gamers. They're not. They're geniuses.
All right, let's finish this up. Let's see what we got. Chris Van Hollen.
It was the big lie and the big betrayal. The big betrayal. Donald Trump said he was going to. Someone's. Lock him up.
Lock him up. For what?
All I know is somebody just said it right here. I'm sorry, I missed it. Trump has only been in office for 2.5 weeks. They're going to have a long 4 years. This is going to be a long 4 years. I'm sorry. These people are insufferable.
Look at his face. He looks so.
Oh, yeah, we stopped that at a great place. That's hilarious.
He looks so mad.
Yeah, he does.
They're scared people are digging into their finances.
It is pretty clear we have to fight this in the courts. We have to fight this in the Congress. We have to fight this.
Say again.
Homegirl to the left, her wig needs adjusting. Like it's over to the right just a little bit too. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
In the streets.
In the streets.
Fight this all over America.
He's a senator.
And
he just say in the streets.
We need to make sure that the billionaires don't take this country away from the working people of America. That's what it's all about. Stop the coup. Stop the grift. Stop Elon Musk. Take our country back.
I know these people are mentioning Elon Musk and how he is a rich billionaire and how he is trying to, take over the government in a hostile manner. These are just deceptive sentiments. They are just trying to use to deceive people and deflect your attention from the real issues at hand. Okay, these people are marching against taxpayers' rights to see how their money is being spent. They are protesting your right to actual transparency, because that is what DOGE is all about. Okay, making the citizens aware of what government departments are actually doing with their money. These Democrats are mad because they can no longer steal with their pen. They can no longer write away huge sums of money for themselves and call it one foreign assistance or the other. They keep enunciating that Elon Musk is unelected. He is an unelected official trying to take over our...
What'd you say?
I was answering Peter. This isn't about EBT. This is about a company that gives money to foreign nations to make them feel better about America so they don't attack us. In a nutshell.
Well, I think if I'm understanding Peter's comment right here, I've heard people in that rally say this. So I think it's just
disinformation. I hate to say that word. I hate that word, but really that's what it's about.
It's not true. But yeah, let's finish this up. Let's go.
Or government. They forget that though he is unelected, he was appointed by the executive leader of the country. They forget that the president of the country has every right to appoint whomever he chose in this type of cases. Elon is a legally appointed official, and that is purely constitutional.
We talked about Trump
this is a
wanting
mess.
to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution,
she spews hate every time she talks.
And you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made. I am exceptionally upset about U.S. aid.
No, please.
I lived in a refugee camp for 4 years as a child surviving civil war. It is the essential programs that U.S. aid provided that kept my family and I fed and safe. It is the resources that so many people around the world rely on. And it is our soft power.
When I see people who are mad because DOGE is trying to review, keep an eye on, and keep track of how these government departments are carrying out their jobs and spending people's money. When I see people who are against this, I feel so embarrassed and, very ashamed on their behalf. Imagine you're a business owner, okay, and you hire workers to help you with the business. But instead of seeing profits and growth in your business, you keep experiencing loss and stagnation. Then you hire an investigator to look into your business and find out why you are not, making any progress, why you are having trouble with your business. Your investigator discovers that your workers are actually stealing from you. He gives you proof of this theft happening in your business, so you decide to let go of these thieving workers. But instead of your wife and your children to be happy that these evil workers have been apprehended and fired, they decided to attack the investigator and criticize him for exposing these thieving workers. That is just how it is. Some of us are just ignorant and misinformed. The Democrats know this, and that is why they are staging this kind of protests and rallies, feeding lies to the American people and pretending to be, fighting for the rights of the people, when in reality, they are just trying to cover their own asses. They are just trying to cover their own tracks and prevent the Trump administration from discovering the massive steal going on, the excessive funding, the wasteful spending, and the looting and pillaging of American finances, which they have been doing for years and years. If not, why are they so mad about a simple review? A review doesn't hurt anyone unless you have something to hide. This is so laughable.
The fact that an unelected billionaire has all your private information is a problem. He has access to all of our information, our social security numbers, the federal payment system, which means he's calling the shots on our taxpayer money. You mean to tell me a man worth over $400 billion is going to decide what happens with my grandma's social security check?
These people are just freaking insane, okay? But they think we are free.
And he's saving us trillions. Oh, no.
Oh, right. Elon Musk have been given unlimited access to highly classified documents. Oh, you mean all those shady things you guys have been doing are going to be brought to light soon? Well, I say bring it on. And again, some of these people are trying to fearmonger. They are trying to say things like Elon Musk is going to have access to all your private information. He's going to have access to all your social security numbers, yada, yada, yada. They are just trying to get you scared by saying things like that, okay? And then they forget that the president himself is the person who appointed Doge. And the president have said on countless occasions that he will only give access to Doge when it comes to relevant information. According to President Trump, the Department of Government Efficiency wouldn't do anything without their approval and consent, and they would not give Doge access to data that has nothing to do with their job. And their job is to keep an eye on several government departments and monitor their spendings, okay? It has nothing to do with people's social security numbers, okay? And it does not have anything to do with people's private information as citizens of this country. These Democrats are not fighting for the rights of the people, because if you think about it, the people actually voted for this, okay? They wanted to know how their money is being utilized by the government. These Democrats are only fighting to protect their shady dealings because they are aware that the Department of Government Efficiency is going to expose a lot of these.
Just type it, Amanda.
Sorry.
Things they would prefer are kept hidden. As for me, I am excited by the new developments. America is on its way to becoming greater than ever. So many people are happy with the new turn of events. Only those who have something to hide are the ones opposing this governmental transparency. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buying me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.
Okay, I kind of wanted to see what she said about that woman. That woman that went to Afghanistan.
If you like, as
right here, I kind of want to.
American woman.
Sorry, I was running my mouth.
Okay, I'm kind of interested in what she said about that woman that went from like New York to Pakistan to marry a husband. Did you?
Yeah, she married her brother.
No. We're talking about that's not Umar. We're not talking about Umar.
My bad.
I mean, that's true. That is true what he's saying about Umar.
Yeah.
However, there's this woman that went from New York to Pakistan to find a husband or whatever, and the man left, and so she was stranded there.
Was it like a dating arrangement kind of thing?
It was weird. I didn't get the fullness of the story because it was just crazy. But I do want to finish this Doge up and USAID, and such like that first. But I might pull this up because this is a funny story. It's kind of funny and tragic at the same time.
Funny and tragic. Okay.
Yeah, because I think the woman's got mental issues, so I don't want to laugh at her. But the stuff she says is funny as all get out. However, anyway, back to my point. I think Marty did a great job of summarizing the overall tenor of this discussion.
I like her. I will put her TikTok in the description, guys. Her TikTok is amazing.
So most of her stuff is TikTok?
Yeah, she's bigger on TikTok. She is on YouTube.
Okay. You like my hoodie?
Oh, I do like your hoodie. I just noticed what it said. Yeah.
So I just got it today. Do
you like your hoodie is the question.
Say again?
Do you like your hoodie is the question.
I like my hoodie. I'm team hoodie. I'm mad because it's getting warm now. I'm like, oh man.
Yes, it was really warm. It was in the 70s here today. It's
gonna be warm. I'm like, dog, I need another cold snap. But anyway.
We'll talk about it later, Ash. It's a whole story.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send y'all over to Mandy's channel. Y'all gonna talk about with true crime. Mandy featuring true crime. Y'all can talk about that crazy woman that married that married her brother on paper. I think it was it's crazy. But
I mean, like same mother, same father.
Right. It's Umar, whatever her name is.
So he could stay in the country kind of situation.
I thought it was she could stay in the country.
It was so he could stay in the country.
It was he? Okay. Mm-hmm.
So subscribe to my channel.
There you go. Make sure you drop your link in the chat.
Oh.
Okay. So it looks like we got a good little number of folks. Thank you for hanging out with us. We started out by going over the Thornton Township special meeting. They went over the budget. Say again?
I'm sorry. I was reading Peter's comment. My bad.
They went over the budget, and then we also discussed a little bit of this U.S. aid debacle that's been going on and just kind of get our arms around it a little bit. I do want to talk about this lady here, so I think this might be a fun transition. So I want to say thank you for all of the supers. Thank you so much, Mandy, for the super. Thank you so very much for joining. In my opinion,
congratulations on 35K.
Thank you so much.
Jumped from 30 to 35 like that.
And we're trying to jump from 35 to 50. So we got plans here.
It's gonna get there.
I appreciate you for the $2 super as well as True Crime Hustle up in here. Thank you so much. Grace and peace to you as well.
We all need to pray true crime.
Absolutely, never stopping. Okay, so I don't fully understand this story because it just seems so surreal. I'm gonna let Marty explain it, but this woman, from my understanding, she was in communication online with some guy in Pakistan. He invited her to, he said he wanted to marry her. So she left from New York to Pakistan, got there, and the guy wasn't there, or if I'm understanding correctly. And she was stranded there. And somehow or another, she became like a news phenomenon. I don't understand that part. That's the part I didn't get. Like somehow or another, the news has been interviewing her, and she's super rude. I mean, she's extra rude. Yeah, it's crazy. That's okay. You'll enjoy it. Let's go.
I haven't seen an interview.
By the name.
All right, let's go.
A Black American woman by the name of Onija Andrew Robinson is currently stranded in Pakistan after her marriage plans to a 19-year-old Pakistani guy she met online fell through. This story is both hilarious and sensitive at the same time, as there are indications of mental health issues going on with the American woman. But before we dive into the video though, please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buying me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. All right, so this 33-year-old Black American woman who goes by the name Onija Andrew Robinson was dating a 19-year-old Pakistani teenager online. So the both of them decided to get married in Pakistan after some period of dating online. So Miss Andrew flew from America to Pakistan to marry her 19-year-old. But when he saw her, I think he realized that he has been catfished. Okay, maybe the photos he saw online didn't match her physical appearance, and he bailed on her. He gave her the excuse that his parents were against their marriage, but that is possibly a big lie, because he initially wanted her to come down to Pakistan so that they can get married. I mean, if the parents were against the marriage, they wouldn't have allowed him to bring her over to Pakistan. So my best guess is he didn't like what he saw. So he abandoned the woman, ran away. Even his family fled from their residential home. Miss Andrews went to stay at the guy's home. By the way, the guy's name is Needle Ahmed Maimon. She went to Maimon's family home, but the residence appeared vacant and locked up as the family had already fled the area. But instead of leaving Pakistan, Miss Robinson decided to stage a sit-in outside the building, sparking headlines throughout the South Asian country. Now, with her tourist visa expired, a non-governmental organization offered to get her a return ticket back to America. But for no apparent reason, she refused. She demanded to be made a Pakistani citizen, also went ahead to make a host of other ridiculous demands.
My demand today is to put on a newspaper that y'all gonna give us money tomorrow or by the ending of this week. We need 50K.
No doubt there's mental health going on there because she's crazy.
Money. So
she needs 50K though. I want 50,000.
I want 50K too.
Well, go to Pakistan and tell them you need 50K.
Well, it looks like she ain't getting it either.
Oh, she ain't getting it. Okay, let's go.
Send it in. We need 50K.
God damn it. Oh no. No.
Here, please come here. Come.
Please sit down. Be quiet. I'm not sitting down. My plan is to reconstruct this whole country, okay? I'm asking for 100K or more. I need 20K by this week, okay? In my pockets, in cash, okay? That's a demand to the government. The government is gonna fix up these buildings, fix up the streets, and clean up these streets. It's ridiculous out here. I do not like it. Okay? Lock him up. Right now, I'm going to mind my business. Thank you very much.
Oh, her eyebrows make me nervous.
Okay. I don't live here. I'm chilling.
You chilling here? Why are you not taking your flight?
It's none of your business. Now go home.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर अभी थोड़ी देर पहले जब हमने देखा कि इस खातून अमेरिकी खातून को आप
if you're wondering why this is sparking so much attention amongst the Pakistani people, well, it is not every day they come across a black woman, and a crazy black one at that. I mean, they are treating her like some sex show. Thousands of people are gathered. News stations are covering the incident. Everyone is paying attention to her every word. In fact, we have some Pakistani men who are volunteering to even marry her.
मैं तस्वीर नहीं कर सकता था कि कराची के हवाले से इस किस्म की कोई आवाज या कोई शख्स ऐसी हरकत करेगा। और अगर भाई तुमने बुलाया है, ये तो 19 साल नौजवान है, गार्डन का सुन रहा है भाई, अगर तुमने बुलाया है तो फिर करो ना शादी। अब ये कौन सा नया ड्रामा?
Excuse that my mother or father won't allow it. All right, so they're saying men are calling them saying they want to marry her. That's crazy. Okay, wait.
She's an American citizen.
शादी करो भाई।
Marry her, brother.
What?
अच्छा
Have they seen this video?
मेरा अब्दुल रहीम है और मैं शादी करना चाहता हूँ इस खातून से। तो यहाँ बसना चाहती है तो मैंने अभी एक नया मकान लिया है। मुझसे मेहमान में।
All right, he said he's bought a new house. He's ready. He is ready. Muhammad
He could be her grandpa though.
I mean, he does. He can be her granduncle for sure.
His eyes ain't even open.
I'll accommodate her there and give her $5,000.
तो $5,000 है वो भी दूंगा।
अब भाई गिव एंड टेक है, वो कोई दूध की धुनी भी नहीं है।
She is not innocent herself.
Dear Lord, help me,
आइए, तो मेरी डिमांड है 50,000।
So she demands 50,000. I'll go with her to US, but
डॉलर रख दे, मुझे साथ ले जाए, मैं चला जाऊंगा। अब वो एग्री नहीं होगी
she won't
क्योंकि
agree
खुद कर ली है वहाँ की।
she is
तो क्या
also
देगी?
broke.
वो खुद पैसे मांग रही है।
We need 50K.
I'm just smiling at this whole situation because we see outrageous things like this happening in radicalized places like the US. But this is not the US. This is Pakistan. And these people are not in the habit of tolerating this kind of wokeness, especially coming from a woman. This woman might be in for some trouble. I heard that her son, yeah, she has a son. Her son and some of her family members have made several attempts to bring her back to the US. They've booked flight tickets for her, settled her expired tourist visa issue, but she has vehemently refused to come back. At a point, her son had to disclose that she was bipolar and is suffering from some mental disorder. The Pakistani authorities even had to check her into a psychiatric facility in a bid to help her situation. I kind of feel bad for her right now, okay? I mean, she fell in love with a teenager, came down to his country only to be abandoned and deserted with no expired documentation and everything in between. And now she's asking for money from the Pakistanis, money to rebuild the entire country, fix the streets, get them new taxis and buses, essentially become the new Pakistani president. I hate to imagine how Pakistani people would view American black women right now, but judging from what they've seen from Miss Robinson, I doubt they are gonna think highly of black American women. Guys, tell me what you think about this video. Comment your opinion down below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buying me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.
Fred, you're probably right.
I'm sorry.
I said, Fred is probably right. This will be a skit on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, no question about it. If it wasn't already, it will definitely be on there. Like, there's no doubt, no question in my mind.
That was nuts. I haven't seen that. That's
I told you it's crazy.
What?
And she is super rude. Like, she just is.
Jason, I feel so bad for
We're here
laughing at
today
her.
because an unelected.
She is super rude. So don't be surprised. If you watch it, if you go down the rabbit hole, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. She'd be coming out of the pocket on them.
I felt so bad for laughing, but it was so funny.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's tragically entertaining. Like, why am I laughing at this? I feel
Her
that
eyebrows made me so nervous. They were put on with a Sharpie. You could tell.
they're horrible. Like, good gracious. These are some terrible eyebrows, my friend. But that's wild.
Right, guys, I'm going to jump off and let Jason see y'all off. Thank y'all for allowing me to interject. Bye, guys.
You got it. Be good. Take care, friend. Well, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. This was fun. We started out looking at, of course, what was happening in Thornton. Then we did a little bit of Doge and U.S. aid, and then ended on a fun note about this lady in Pakistan. Hopefully she gets the help she needs, because, man, she looks like she needs it bad. But I wasn't certain. Maybe the guy was catfished. I don't know. I mean, it's very possible, though. I have no idea, though. What I can say that is this: it's insane. Yeah, she was allowed to fly internationally, which is super problematic. Super problematic. But yeah, I want to say thank you so much. Now, I will tell you this. At the current moment, there's nothing else happening in Dalton or any kind of shenanigans happening in Atlanta that I know of. If anything pops off, I'll be back. Otherwise, I got a couple videos dropping tomorrow. I do believe that the Karen Reed trial is still in delay. So we can probably look at that as well tomorrow. And we got a lot of stuff coming up this weekend, but there's also the game on Sunday. So we'll talk about that and see what y'all think about it. Let me see. Lots of good family reunion going on in the chat, as always. I really appreciate y'all jumping in, saying, hey, if you don't mind, if you haven't already hit like, could you hit the like button? It does help out a lot. And if you don't mind, in the comment section, let me know, what are you planning to do for the football game? Are you Super Bowl? Are you planning on watching it? You just gonna watch the commercials? You gonna watch the halftime show? Like, what are you gonna do? You might not even watch it at all. It might be like me. But tell me what you're thinking as it relates to the game. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. All right, that's what I'm gonna probably be doing. I'm gonna be editing videos for next week. Tell me what about you? What about you? That's what I'm gonna be doing. What about you? Elon Musk was not elected, and he should get out of business. Keeping our government accountable, and you can say what his motives are. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Oh, we're doing tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We got that good old 11 o'clock. We got I think that's Karen Reed. You're gonna live stream with me? I'm gonna probably be editing videos, but we'll see. I need to go see where Lady Dear World Christian is, and where my favorite second-born child is. All right. They're down by the Battery. Yeah, I stop. Every now and then I'll watch, but it's not passionate at all. I'm like, whatever. As long as my team does, as long as the city does well and the team that's representing Atlanta does well, that's fine. Because it generates tons of money for the city. So that's about it. All right. Well, good people, let's do this. Let's get ready to bug out of here. I want to say thank y'all so much for looks like 80 of you all that are rocking with me right now. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. I plan to live stream tomorrow. We got some things we got to work on here at Whitaker Park, but I plan to jump back in tomorrow, and I'll let you know specifically what time. But I do have videos for y'all as well. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting and getting involved, getting into the best live chat on the internet. What are we saying we're going to do? Record all of the Super Bowl ads? No, man, that's going to be some copyright shenanigans. Nah. Yeah, it's in New Orleans too. There's a lot of stuff going on there. I think Debbie sums it up correctly. Let's pray for our nation because we need some help for sure. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I plan again to go live tomorrow, but I'll definitely have some videos. I have some videos that are popping up for you all as early as 8 o'clock tomorrow. So make sure you check them out. Let me know what you think. And until next time, everybody, I want to say thank you again. I appreciate you very much. And then until then, we'll do it again real soon. Grace and peace. Take care.
Yo, hit that like for deal with Christian. Yo, for deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for deal with Christian. For deal with Christian. Smash that bell for DWC. Yo, smash it. Just smash it. Hit that like for deal with Christian.